previous speech that they also have that pragmatic benefit in their side of the house, thus it's not exclusive in our case. But if that is so, then what's the difference of our case then? We say that the preaching of the pragmatic itself is exclusive in our side because we talk in logical arguments behind why you need to do so. Their case should be talk about impurity of the holy books itself, why they will not having any logical reason on how they want to do something that devoted to their God, ladies and gentlemen. That is why I said that it's exclusive to our side, that we are talking about the pragmatic benefit in which you are processing or in which you are doing your responsibility as the member of the congregation itself. But let's say what they claim is true, but we say in a limited of time and how the missionaries itself want to make it strategic for them to gain more followers. We say that if we talk about the purity and how logical arguments behind what you do, we say that it's more lucrative for our members to take our argument because we explain to them in logical reason, ladies and gentlemen. In comparison to them to their purity or to their purity of their holy book, we said that there will be more question and skeptical of their members itself because they maybe they have more questions, but because the preacher itself does not explain it in logically, then they cannot get the point and they cannot get to that religion instantly in that point of the preaching itself. But let's go to the rebuttal, right? What they claim is that the people itself will keep questioning and use their own logical mind behind why they need to do certain things. But ladies and gentlemen, that is exactly what we want, right? First of all, because it will make you more devoted to the God and more believe on the religion that you are in, because you have the logical arguments behind why you are devoted to the God that they are talking about, ladies and gentlemen. In their case, that will not occur because they are taking it for granted without any logical reason, and they take it for granted without any questioning that. But in our side, we examine it as well. Because of that, we said it. Wouldn't you questioning more? It makes you more devoted to your God because you believe more on that kind of situation. But second of all, ladies and gentlemen, even in your worst case scenario, if you say that that will be bad if they use their own logical reason, we say that will be worse in your scenario, because in your side, those members who keep questioning will not have the basis of logical reason that comes from your own religion. And that is why in the end of the day, they will keep thinking on their own basis of logic how they want to make these things to be, ladies and gentlemen, in our side, because we have provided you these logical arguments behind what you should do, that in the end of the day, they will have the basis of that kinds of logical arguments, and they will keep questioning based on that logical arguments. But in their side, these members will keep questioning just under the basis of their logical mind, and it may not be in the inherent to what exactly the religion itself want. That is worse in their scenario. But third of all, ladies and gentlemen, they exactly need to engage the context of people who are skeptical right now, but they never do so. And we think, ladies and gentlemen, they also need to defend, because they claim that these people will be skeptical. Then in your side, you also need to defend when people are being skeptical in your side, and that is why these people want to go out anyway. You need to defend that case. Yes.
The problem with people that are skeptical, then they will question the pragmatic benefits. We think that this is a problem because if you cannot satisfy those answers, then they will see that this religion is a fraud. But if you use a religious argument, they will not question pragmatically, because you already promised them.
My argument will talk about how this will open more discussion and how this will cater people who want to opt out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the first, right? Ladies and gentlemen, we say that religion with the basis of dogma, like how they want to take in, is that the basis of people who take in it for granted. How religion as well as their missionaries construct their belief based on dogma, which by default is unnegotiable, and this is what should be worshipped by the member itself. Whenever you have become the part of the congregation, they would be binded by this supposed dogma and have no chance to further question it. Even in scenario that they have something against in their mind with the dogma, there isn't a available option to discuss it because the congregation will hate you since you bring something against their initial belief. The lucrative aspect we have by having these logical arguments, they have more just ground why they want to opt in. These benefits come to two scenarios. First, people in religion based on dogma, the time they find something wrong and they want to opt out, that should be explained by logic, that they have explanation logically, we say that they don't have the chance because people being skeptical inside of their congregation. Second of all, in a scenario where people in religion based on logical arguments, they have available choice to opt out in our side. Why that is in our side, and why that available choice is okay. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we say that this consent narrative that your religion is progressive. You have the available choice and accept any discussion and choice of your member, ladies and gentlemen. Second of all, we say it is okay because they have already the exposure of that kinds of congregation. In their case, no, there isn't any exposure because religion insists that they are ultimate truth. This is what answers Firman's POI, because these people keep questioning. We don't think that it's something problematic because first of all, we have already the basis of logic of how should you think on the basis of what should you do, but in their case they have not that yet. But in a case to the extent of that people want to opt out, we say that that's okay because of reasons I've told you. But second of all, we'll talk about how it will open more discussion to the society itself. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about how it is become the interest of the missionary as well. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, we claim that they need to adjust. First of all, religion as well as its introducer need to have the ability to adjust in this current status quo, where people have become more skeptical and modernized, as what Colin has explained. These people are important because they are exactly people who should be catered, since they are the reason why members become more skeptical and keep questioning the religious belief itself, either the belief or else also the teaching itself. Why those people are important? Because exactly those things are things we necessarily need it, right? Prophet Muhammad and Jesus Christ did so because they want to gain the members itself. Why is that important? Because most religion believe on the importance of more members worshiping the God itself. You will not have lucrative religion if you have no member worshiping your God, because that is exactly what you want to achieve in having such a religion itself, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly what is more important. Second of all, let's talk about why this is okay. Why this is okay to have the open discussion itself, why it's that beneficial. We said to have more people being exposed to your religion. First of all, this is good to people outsiders because they discuss about their religion and us on the basis of logical arguments in such discourse. Member in its congregation expose each of their teaching that comes from logical process. It shows that first outsider expose and understand the logical reason we have. Second, they have engaged discussion as well as participating to it, ladies and gentlemen. Second, why is it important for the missionaries, not just to the extent of having people following your religion, but also how you can reach people to have more exposure to your religion. The essence of introducing and spreading the religion is however strategic you are in approaching and increase your follower by preaching. In the end of the day, you cannot make sure that the people will follow you in the end of the day. That is why you need to make sure that the exposure is there. Thank you.